Hello, Dementia Friends champions. My name's Colleen Fritsch, and I hope you find being a Dementia Friends champion as rewarding as I have found it. The tip I want to share with you is on transitioning from everyday tasks to the communication tips. As you know by now, the first part of the presentation, we're giving them a lot of information. We've done the what is dementia versus Alzheimer's, the 10 early signs and symptoms of Alzheimer's or dementia, and even the first 3 key messages are all kind of, oh, that's interesting, oh, I didn't know that. But as we get to those last 2 key messages, things start to change. Now we're talking specifically about the person living with dementia. It is possible to have a good quality of life with dementia. There's more to the person than the dementia. And we're beginning to shift the way they're thinking about our presentation. Then comes the bookcase story. And the bookcase story really is a turning point. Now, friends and family members of people living with dementia are beginning to see through the mind and the heart of the person living with dementia. And they really are beginning to understand more deeply. But we shift from the bookcase story to the everyday tasks. And we do that for very good reason. We've been talking to the audience for a long time, and it's nice to give them a break and let them participate and talk with one another and maybe even find some humor in what we're doing. But then we come to the communication tips. And my suggestion to you is take a moment and reset the tone of the presentation back to where you left off at the bookcase story. So I usually do something like this. So now let's put the pieces together. I've given you a lot of information about what it's like for someone living with dementia, but I want to be very clear that communication is a basic bottom shelf human need. And then I begin with the challenges someone has living with dementia. Or maybe I'll say, one of the ironies of this disease is that the more the disease progresses, the more difficult communication is for someone living with dementia. And yet, the more important it becomes. They want to understand and to be understood, because that is a basic, bottom shelf human need. So that's my tip. Take a moment to bring them back to that space they were in at the end of the bookcase story, so that as you're going through those communication tips, they begin to think about them through the eyes and the mind of someone living with dementia. Have a good day, everyone. I'll see you around. Maybe we'll do a presentation together someday. Thanks for listening.